History remembers victories, triumphant narratives shape national identity. Yet beneath the veneer of invincibility lie forgotten defeats, stories often buried, their lessons unlearned. America, a nation often perceived as eternally victorious, harbors such a tale. A tale of its first military defeat, a stark reminder that even the mightiest stumble and fall. This is the story of the Northwest Indian War, a conflict etched in the heartland of early America, a war that shattered the illusion of American invincibility. The fledgling United States, fresh from its triumph over British rule, projected an aura of destiny. The spirit of revolution, the echoes of liberty, reverberated across the newly formed nation. Yet beneath this facade of unity and strength, a storm brewed in the West. Native American tribes, the original inhabitants of this land, watched with growing apprehension as waves of settlers encroached upon their ancestral territories. The stage was set for a clash of cultures, a conflict that would test the mettle of the young nation and expose the fragility of its perceived invincibility. The American narrative, often dominated by tales of westward expansion and manifest destiny, tends to gloss over these early conflicts. The narrative of American exceptionalism, of a nation destined to greatness, often overshadows the stories of those who resisted its expansion. However, to understand the trajectory of a nation, one must confront its failures, its moments of vulnerability, and most importantly, the lessons etched in the scars of defeat. The Northwest Indian War, a conflict largely absent from mainstream American consciousness, serves as a potent reminder of this often overlooked truth. It's a stark reminder that the path to nationhood is paved with complexities, contradictions, and above all, the human cost of ambition and expansion. This is not merely a tale of battles lost and won, it's a story of resilience, of cultural clashes, and the enduring legacy of a nation grappling with its own identity on the world stage. The American Revolution, while a triumph for colonial independence, sowed the seeds of conflict in the Western territories. The Treaty of Paris ceded vast tracts of Native American land to the newly formed United States. This act, perceived as a betrayal by the tribes who had allied with the British, ignited resentment. The Ohio Valley, a fertile and strategic region, became a point of contention. For the Native American tribes, this land was linked to their identity and survival. Settler encroachment driven by land hunger threatened their way of life. To the tribes, the Americans were no different from the colonial power they had overthrown. They were invaders, disrupting the balance with nature. Settlers saw the Ohio Valley as a land of opportunity. Driven by manifest destiny, they believed in expanding from coast to coast. They viewed Native Americans as obstacles to progress. This clash of perspectives set the stage for conflict. The Northwest Indian War was a clash of civilizations and a battle for survival. It tested American military might and the consequences of westward expansion. Faced with the relentless tide of American expansion, the Native American tribes of the Northwest Territory found strength in unity. Under the leadership of figures like Little Turtle, Blue Jacket, and Bukangahilas, a powerful pan-Indian alliance emerged, the Miami Confederacy. This confederation, bound by a common purpose and a shared sense of injustice, posed a formidable challenge to American expansion. The Miami Confederacy was not a monolithic entity, it was an alliance of equals, each tribe retaining its autonomy while coordinating military strategies and sharing intelligence. This decentralized structure proved remarkably effective, allowing them to exploit their knowledge of the terrain and their guerrilla warfare tactics to devastating effect against the more conventionally trained American forces. The Confederacy's strength lay not just in its military prowess, but also in its understanding of American weaknesses. They recognized the settlers' reliance on supply lines, their vulnerability in unfamiliar terrain, and their overconfidence born from their recent victory over the British. The Native American warriors, masters of camouflage and masters of the forests, used these weaknesses to their advantage, launching surprise attacks, disrupting supply lines, and instilling fear in the hearts of the advancing American troops. The rise of the Miami Confederacy marked a turning point in the conflict. It transformed a series of isolated skirmishes into a full-blown war, a war that would test the mettle of the young American nation and challenge its assumptions about its place in the New World Order. The Confederacy's ability to unite disparate tribes with a shared goal served as a testament to their resilience and their determination to defend their homelands against all odds. The stage was set for a confrontation that would have far-reaching consequences for both sides. Section 4. The Little Turtle, a Chieftain's Mettle. Among the leaders of the Miami Confederacy, Little Turtle, the war chief of the Miami tribe, emerged as a figure of exceptional military acumen. Known for his strategic brilliance and his ability to unite disparate tribes, Little Turtle orchestrated a campaign of resistance that would expose the vulnerabilities of the American army and shatter its aura of invincibility. His name, whispered in fear by American soldiers, became synonymous with Native American resistance. Little Turtle understood that facing the Americans in open battle was a recipe for disaster. The Americans possessed superior firepower, and their military training emphasized conventional warfare. Little Turtle knew that to defeat them, he had to fight a different kind of war, a war that exploited the Americans' weaknesses and maximized the Confederacy's strengths. Under Little Turtle's leadership, the Confederacy adopted guerrilla warfare tactics. They would ambush American patrols, disappear into the dense forests, and strike again when least expected. They targeted supply lines, crippling the American army's ability to sustain itself in the wilderness. Their intimate knowledge of the terrain, coupled with their mastery of stealth and surprise, turned the forests into a deadly trap for the invading forces. Little Turtle's genius lay not just in his tactical brilliance but also in his ability to unite the tribes under a common banner. He understood that their strength lay in their unity, in their willingness to put aside their differences and fight together for their shared survival. His leadership inspired the warriors of the Confederacy, instilling in them a sense of purpose and a belief in their ability to defeat a seemingly insurmountable foe. Little Turtle's name would forever be etched in the annals of Native American resistance, a symbol of courage, strategic brilliance, and unwavering determination in the face of adversity. Harmar's Folly. A disaster unfolds. In the fall of 1790, Brigadier General Josiah Harmar led an American expeditionary force into the Ohio Territory, aiming to crush the Miami Confederacy and assert American dominance. Harmar, confident in his numerical superiority and dismissive of Native American military capabilities, marched his troops into a trap, a testament to the arrogance that often accompanies unchecked power. Harmar's force, comprising over 1,400 men, was ill-prepared for the realities of wilderness warfare. Their bright uniforms and cumbersome equipment made them easy targets for the Native American warriors, who melted into the forests, their presence betrayed only by the rustling leaves and the occasional glint of sunlight on a tomahawk. The first engagement, near present-day Fort Wayne, Indiana, ended in a humiliating defeat for the Americans. Harmar, overconfident and outmaneuvered, ordered a series of ill-advised attacks, each one repulsed with heavy casualties. The Native American warriors, fighting with the ferocity of cornered wolves, inflicted heavy losses on the demoralized American troops. As Harmar's losses mounted, so did the realization that this campaign was a disaster. The myth of American invincibility, so carefully constructed in the aftermath of the Revolution, lay shattered on the forest floor, amidst the bodies of fallen soldiers. Harmar's Folly, as the campaign came to be known, served as a stark warning. The Native Americans were not going to be easily subdued. They were a force to be reckoned with, capable of inflicting humiliating defeats on those who underestimated their resolve and their military prowess. St. Clair's expedition, second time's not the charm. The defeat of Harmar's expedition sent shockwaves through the American government. President Washington, determined to salvage the situation and assert American authority, dispatched a larger, better-equipped force under the command of General Arthur St. Clair, the governor of the Northwest Territory. St. Clair, a veteran of the Revolutionary War, was tasked with subduing the Miami Confederacy and constructing a series of forts to secure American control over the region. St. Clair's expedition, launched in the fall of 1791, was even more disastrous than Harmar's. Despite having a larger force, St. Clair repeated many of Harmar's mistakes. He underestimated the enemy, failed to adequately scout the terrain, and relied on conventional tactics that proved ineffective in the dense forests of the Ohio Valley. On November 4, 1791, St. Clair's forces, camped near present-day Fort Recovery, Ohio, were surprised by a large force of Native American warriors led by Little Turtle and Blue Jacket. The attack, swift and brutal, caught the Americans completely off guard. The native warriors, masters of stealth and surprise, swarmed the encampment, their war cries echoing through the forest, sowing panic and confusion among the American ranks. The Battle of Wabash, as it came to be known, was a massacre. Outnumbered and outmaneuvered, the American forces were routed. Over 600 soldiers and dozens of women and children accompanying the expedition were killed, making it the heaviest defeat ever inflicted on the United States Army by Native American forces.